Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Brutiful Journey, the podcast. This is the place where we spill the real stuff and remind you that self care isn't just about bubble baths, it's about coming home to yourself. I'm Jessica Brubaker. I'm a licensed therapist, but I'm not your therapist. So remember that this podcast is not meant to replace therapy, but rather it's here to educate, empower, and maybe even entertain you just a little bit. Today, we're talking about something that sneaks up on so many of us: apathy. That quiet numbness that kind of makes life feel muted, the subtle erosion of your spark. But numbness is really the word that comes up for me. And here's the thing: nobody wakes up one day and says, "Today is the day I'm going to stop caring." Well, maybe you wake up and say that, but that's not your true intention. You just kind of get to that point sometimes. Apathy is not dramatic. It's not a movie scene of crying on the bathroom floor, even though we've all been there once or twice. It's quieter than that. It's the slow fade. One day, you realize that even though life looks fine on the outside, on the inside, you kind of are feeling nothing. You're still doing all the things, packing the lunches, making the appointments, checking the boxes, but it feels like someone turned off the color or turned it down on your life. If that hits just a little too close to home, I want you to know this: you are not broken. Apathy isn't failure, it's a flag. Apathy doesn't mean you're lazy or ungrateful. It's actually your nervous system saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, this is too much. I cannot keep doing this. So we're shutting down for a little bit." It's like emotional economy mode. And it happens a lot when we've been holding it all together for far too long, taking care of everyone else and saying, "I'm fine," so often that we forget what we're actually feeling. Does that sound familiar? Here are some signs that you might be living on emotional autopilot. You're doing all the right things, but they don't feel like your things anymore. You can't remember the last time that you felt genuinely lit up about something. Your days blur together in a cycle of errands, to-do lists, distractions. You catch yourself wondering, shouldn't I be happier than this? If you nodded along to any of that, I want you to take a deep breath. You are not alone, and you're not failing at life. Here is why apathy shows up. I want you to think of this experience like a protective pause. Your brain is trying to save you from emotional overload. Maybe you've been overfunctioning for everyone else. Maybe you've been the strong one for so long that your own needs have actually gone quiet. And maybe, just maybe, you've been afraid to want more because you've been telling yourself, "I should just be grateful." And here's the truth bomb: you can be grateful and still crave more. That's allowed. Those two things can exist together, and honestly, I happen to think that they're supposed to. So, what do you do with that? I think you lead with curiosity, not criticism. You don't need a 5-step plan to fix your life overnight. You just need a gentle check in. Ask yourself, when did I stop feeling connected to me? What used to make me excited, joyful, curious? What have I been pushing down because it felt indulgent or inconvenient? And you don't have to answer these questions right away. Let them marinate. Write about them in your journal if that's your style. Take them with you on a walk, or just whisper them to yourself while you fold laundry or do the dishes. Here's what I would like you to remember. You're not lost. You're layered. That vibrant, alive version of you, she's not gone. She's just kind of buried under everyone else's needs and expectations. And healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you already are. What healing looks like, and here's the spoiler alert, it is absolutely, positively not perfect. Healing might look like being able to say no without guilt. Healing might look like feeling something, anything, and letting that be enough. Healing might look like catching yourself when you go numb, noticing it, and choosing, even if it's just for a moment, to stay present and get grounded. And self-care, when I say those words, I'm not talking about the surface level self-care. I'm talking about the soulful stuff, the kind that feels grounding and nourishing, not just another task on your list. That can be as simple as checking in with yourself the same way that you check in with your best friend. Hey girl, what do you need today? It could be creating small rituals like morning stillness, taking a daily walk, music that shifts your mood. Here's a fun fact for you. When you sing out loud, your vocal cords vibrate at a different rate than they do when you speak. So when you're singing along to music or humming, your vocal cords are vibrating faster than they do when you speak. And what happens when they vibrate that fast is it sends the feel-good chemicals to your brain. That is a literal mood elevator. It creates dopamine in your brain. So next time you find yourself needing to shift your mood, think about breaking out that playlist of songs that you can't help but sing along to. It could also look like choosing joy when your soul says yes, and rest when your body says stop. Real transformation starts from within. We've always been taught that growth is about appearance, waistlines, vision boards, eyelashes. But real transformation is about aligning your inner world with the life that you really want to live. Because here's the thing, you can absolutely create that life. You have the power to build a life that you love to live. But first, you have to believe that it's possible. So here's where you start, with just one small step. If you're listening right now and thinking, yeah, but I've been on autopilot for way too long, consider this your invitation to begin again. And if you need a little guidance, I've got you. Go grab the work within, my self-discovery journal. It's not just a journal. It's like a mirror or a compass, a soft landing place where you can figure out what's next and the things that you actually want. No pressure, no perfection. It's just an honest reflection at your own pace with full permission to grow into the woman that you're becoming. My friend, you were never broken. You might just be buried. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to justify wanting more. You were made to feel deeply, live fully, and grow boldly. So this is your reminder and your quiet permission to begin again, one small step at a time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today at Brutiful Journey, the podcast. If this episode spoke to you, I would love if you would share it with a friend who might need it too. And don't forget to grab the work within. I will drop the link in the comments, or in the show notes rather. Until next time, my friend, be kind to yourself. You're not behind. You're just getting started.
A little disclaimer. Although I am a licensed therapist, the content that is shared on this podcast or other platforms is for informational and educational purposes only. It's not a substitute for professional mental health care, diagnosis, or treatment. If you're struggling with your mental health, I strongly encourage you to reach out to a licensed mental health professional in your area. If you're in crisis or you need immediate support, please use one of the following resources. 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You just dial 988. They're there 24/7. The Crisis Text Line, You can text the word HOME to 741-741, the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-SAFE or 7233, the Trevor Project for LGBTQ plus youth, 1-866-488-7386, or text the word START to 678-678. You're not alone. Support is available, and help is just a call or a text away. And another thing, you matter, and you deserve that help and support.